The lights of the America's Got Talent stage dimmed, the audience fell into an excited hush, and the judges leaned forward with curiosity. On that gleaming stage, a group of young men from the Philippines, calling themselves Junior New System, stood ready, shoulders squared, hearts racing. To the crowd, they looked like any other dance crew: coordinated costumes, confident smiles, and disciplined formation. But what nobody knew yet was that the next few minutes would completely redefine what people thought dancers, especially male dancers, could do. For Junior New System, this performance wasn't just another audition. It was their chance to change their lives, to honor their families back home, and to show the world that talent knows no borders, no limits, and no stereotypes. The music began with an electrifying beat. Instantly, their bodies moved as one. The judges watched as the group executed sharp footwork, clean transitions, flips, and synchronized choreography that already felt like something from a world-class championship stage. Every move was polished, every step powered with both precision and emotion. It was clear that this wasn't casual dancing. This was years of discipline, sweat, and countless rehearsals all collapsing into this one moment. What made Junior New System truly magnetic, however, was their energy. There was joy in every motion, confidence in every expression. Even as the dance grew faster, the members never stopped smiling. They weren't just performing, they were celebrating. Their choreography blended hip-hop, athletic acrobatics, and theatrical storytelling, creating a thrilling rollercoaster of visuals. The audience reacted immediately. Cheers, gasps, and applause echoed through the theater as the routine escalated in intensity. Then, the music paused. A dramatic silence hovered. The dancers rushed toward the side of the stage and reached down. When they returned, the crowd erupted in disbelief. Each member was now wearing 6-inch high heels, shining, tall, and undeniably challenging. The judges' eyes widened, mouths dropping open in amazement. One wrong step in heels could mean disaster. But Junior New System didn't hesitate for even a heartbeat. The beat resumed, louder, bolder, more dramatic. And suddenly, these dancers in towering heels were flipping, kicking, spinning, and leaping across the stage as if those shoes were a natural part of their bodies. The audience rose to its feet. Within seconds, the routine evolved into something legendary. Their acrobatics intensified. Aerial flips landed flawlessly, splits were executed with incredible flexibility, and formations shifted seamlessly. With each synchronized stomp, the heels struck the floor with conviction, sending shockwaves through the theater, not just as sound, but as a statement. For these dancers, wearing heels wasn't a gimmick. It symbolized courage, versatility, and artistic fearlessness. Growing up in the Philippines, their journey had never been easy. Many of them came from neighborhoods where opportunities were scarce and dreams felt distant. Yet, dance became their escape, a place where effort could turn into possibility. They practiced on makeshift stages, rehearsed late into the night, and learned to push through blisters, fatigue, and self-doubt. The high heels became a metaphor for the burdens they carried: heavy, risky, painful, but conquered through persistence and unity. As they performed, memories of struggles flickered through their minds. Practicing barefoot on rough concrete, sharing meals because money was tight, hearing people laugh when they first experimented dancing in heels. But instead of quitting, they trained harder. They studied videos, developed custom choreography, strengthened their ankles, and taught themselves to balance while flipping backward in stilettos, something even professional dancers rarely attempt. They knew that if they could master this challenge, they could inspire people worldwide. Back on the AGT stage, their choreography built toward an explosive climax. The group formed a tight circle, then burst apart into high-energy solo moments, each dancer shining for a second while still supporting the group dynamic. They combined classic hip-hop footwork with gymnastics, followed by a stunning pyramid sequence. One dancer launched into a soaring backflip, landing gracefully in heels. The theater exploded in cheers. The judges were now standing, clapping in shock and admiration. Their faces showed a mix of awe, respect, and pure excitement. Simon Cowell leaned toward the panel, shaking his head as if he still couldn't believe what he was witnessing. Howie Mandel grinned widely, visibly impressed by the athleticism. Heidi and Mel B reacted with amazed expressions, laughing and cheering in disbelief every time another outrageous stunt hit the floor flawlessly. But what truly connected everyone in the room wasn't just the technical skill, it was the storytelling. Junior New System didn't dance to show off, they danced to speak from the heart. As the song neared its finale, the group tightened formation. Their movements became faster, louder, more dramatic, matching the heightened tempo. They spun in unison, heels striking rhythmically like thunder. Then came one final spectacular trick, a simultaneous synchronized backflip. Time seemed to slow as the dancers flew through the air. The audience screamed. They landed perfectly. The music stopped. For half a second, silence lingered, then the theater exploded into a standing ovation. Cheers filled the space, filling their hearts with pride and relief. They had done it. All those nights of practice, all the sacrifices, the doubts and fears, suddenly, they were worth it. Tears welled in some of their eyes as they bowed deeply. They looked at each other, knowing they had just created a moment that would live forever in AGT history. When the judges spoke, each comment felt like validation of everything they had worked for. Remarks about their creativity, bravery, and discipline echoed through the studio. The heels weren't seen as a novelty, they were recognized as a deliberate artistic choice that elevated the performance to another level. Junior New System wasn't just a dance crew, they were innovators, athletes, entertainers, and role models all at once. Behind the scenes, after the performance, they embraced one another tightly. Calls flooded in from family back home, full of joyful shouting and tears of pride. Kids from their communities now had something extraordinary to look up to. Proof that ambition, perseverance, and courage can turn even unlikely dreams into real possibilities. The group reflected on how far they had come, not just geographically from Manila to America, but emotionally and professionally, evolving from local performers to global inspirations. Their AGT journey continued beyond that first performance, but what truly mattered was the impact. Around the world, people re-watched the routine and felt inspired, dancers practicing harder, young boys learning that dancing in heels didn't diminish masculinity, but instead showcased creativity and boldness. Aspiring performers realized that originality can be more powerful than perfection, and fans fell in love with the message that passion knows no fear. Junior New System's performance became a reminder that greatness often comes from challenging expectations. Who would imagine that a Filipino dance crew could mix hip-hop with acrobatics and high heels, bring it to an American stage, and captivate millions? Yet they did, not because luck favored them, but because they believed fiercely in their art and never stopped improving. Their story embodies resilience. Master your craft, embrace your uniqueness, and never apologize for being different. On that America's Got Talent stage, under the blazing lights, Junior New System didn't just slay in 6-inch heels, they shattered stereotypes, honored their heritage, and proved that dancers can be both elegant and powerful at the same time. Their electrifying routine echoed long after the final applause, living on in replays, memories, and inspiration. And somewhere, in rehearsal rooms across the world, young performers now whisper their own dreams louder, knowing that if those dancers from the Philippines could rise, maybe, just maybe, they can too. In the end, their legacy is not only about the flips, the choreography, or even the heels. It is about heart. It is about representing their families, their country, and every dreamer who has ever stood at the edge of a stage wondering if the world would listen. Junior New System stepped forward with courage, and the world not only listened, it roared back in applause.